Welcome to the video, you beautiful heart-centered people. In this video, we're going over why subliminals aren't working for you. I'm going to be going over what that is, why they aren't working, some tweaks you can do in order to make them work for you. So that's coming up next. So the first thing to cover is what exactly are subliminals, if you've never heard that term before or you're new to this. Now, subliminals are things that you will listen to. They are basically affirmations that you're going to listen to on repeat, with the idea being that they are imprinted into your subconscious mind. Because we have what's called a subconscious and a conscious mind. Now, your subconscious makes up for about 80 to 90% of your behaviors, your habits, your thoughts, all of that fun stuff, while your conscious makes up for about 5 to 10%. Think of your subconscious as basically the autopilot mechanism that you basically operate on for most of the day when you're not thinking about it, while your conscious is when you're thinking about it. So if I get really present right now and I focus on something, I'm most likely doing that with my conscious mind. But let's say I'm just browsing on my phone, there might be there are programs running in the background being run by my subconscious. Now, the thing about this is if you're running programs that aren't serving you, aren't making you successful, or aren't helping you to achieve the things you want to achieve in your life, then we want to rewrite our subconscious. And subliminals, the ideas behind them is to be able to rewrite your subconscious while you're passively doing something else. So essentially, subliminals are things you will listen to as you go off and do some other activity, hoping that they would rewire your subconscious mind. But the problem with this is, well, there's a few things, and we're going to get into them right now. So there's actually a similar problem between subliminals and affirmations, because you could say as many affirmations as you possibly could ever say, but it may never have an effect on you if there is no feeling behind it, because your subconscious mind works on the level of feeling. And so if you say something intellectually without any feeling attached to it, you're not going to influence anything. You know, the universe works in this way too. It works in the form of energy, in the form of feeling. And so if I say I am so happy and grateful now that I'm abundant, but I don't actually feel it on the inside, I don't actually feel like that's reality, then it's never going to shift. I'm never going to actually be in that energy of abundance, because like we've gone over in previous videos, in order to get the external equivalent, you need to feel something inside first. In order to get the external wealth, you have to feel wealthy on the inside. That energy, that feeling has to be present first before the things outside of you start to shift. And the reason that is because the universe speaks in feelings. And your subconscious mind also communicates in feeling, in energy. And so if you don't feel abundant, wealthy, successful, whatever it is, your subconscious is never going to believe it, and then that program that's running in the background is never going to project into the outside world the actual feeling of abundance or of prosperity or whatever it is you want. In fact, right now, tell me in the comment, in an affirmation, what it is you are, what feeling you want to be in. Now, I want you to put in the comments, I am so happy and grateful now, and then whatever it is that you want. I want you to start practicing actually feeling whatever it is you put down there. So for example, if you put down there, I am so happy and grateful now that I am abundant, or that I am incredibly healthy, or maybe I am a professional athlete, whatever it is, whatever the thing is, I want you to put it down there, and I want you to take a moment to read it, to think about it, and then to actually feel it. And even take a few minutes to do this, because again, the more you say it out loud, and the more you can actually root yourself in it and kind of shut your mind off and get into the feeling brain for a second, the more likely it is to manifest in your reality. So like I said, the subliminals are not going to work. Basically the audio you're playing, or the affirmations you're playing on your speakers, on your headphones, are not going to work unless there's feeling attached to it. So one thing you can do, and this is what a lot of people do, and it's what I used to do as well, is they just go on YouTube and they look up, affirmations, and they listen to them. The problem is you just kind of look those up and then passively do it and hope the magic will happen. But you need to know what those affirmations are. You need to go through those affirmations, and you need to see what you resonate with and what you don't resonate with, because you might as well throw away the things that you currently don't resonate with, or you need to get to a stage where you do. For example, if one of them is, I make millions of dollars, but you don't feel that, that doesn't align with you, that's something where you go, no, I don't, then your brain and subconscious is going to immediately reject that. And it's not going to do you any good. In fact, it might actually reconfirm and make a deeper part of you believe that that's not you, which is moving you further away from what you want. So the first reason subliminals or affirmations may not be working for you is because you're not feeling it. You have to feel the equivalent feeling to what it is you want to manifest or who it is you want to be. The second thing I kind of already mentioned is you have to believe it. Nothing is going to come about if you don't believe it. You know, Will Smith once said, you know, I always felt deserving of everything that life has to offer. And that's one of the reasons why he is so successful. I feel deserving. I believe I am deserving of every good thing that life has to offer. And then look at his life. Almost every good thing that life has to offer has come his way because he opened himself up to receiving it. When you think you don't deserve something, guess what? You will never get it because you've closed yourself off from receiving it. The reason most people never earn money, they never actually get out of a troubling situation with money, is because they never see themselves as someone who can have more money. They never see themselves as someone who's deserving of a certain amount, getting a little more. Maybe a little more than where they're at, but 6 figures a year, 7 figures a year? No way. They don't believe that that's possible, and because of that belief, they will never ever get it until they change that. You have to see yourself as deserving. I don't care how many subliminals you play, how many affirmations you say, if you don't think you're actually deserving, or believe that you can get the thing that is being played subliminally, or you're saying out loud through an affirmation, you will never get it. You have to get in alignment with that thing. You know, for example, I've recently been earning a lot more money. I've been growing in many different areas, becoming healthier, all these different things. Why? Because I believe I'm deserving of it. I see myself as someone who can earn that amount of money. I see myself as someone who can do that. I don't look at that and go like, I can't do that because I don't have any evidence in the past of that happening. I just go, no, absolutely, I'm open to that. I'm 100% someone who can do that. I'm deserving of that. With different health things, I'm like that as well. And you have to get on that same wavelength if you want the equivalent to manifest in your external reality. Because guess what? You're not going to have the thoughts, say the things, and take the actions you're going to need to take in order to make those things happen if you believe you can't do it. So you have to believe it's possible. And I don't care how many subliminals you play in the background. If you don't believe in them, if you don't believe that you can get those things, if you don't believe in those things that are being said, you're never, ever, ever going to manifest them in physical reality. So here are a few things that are actually going to help you to start believing it a little more. A few things you can do with your subliminals, a few things you can do with your affirmations that are going to help you. First is make sure your affirmations, make sure your subliminals are self-published, self-written. Now, why is this? Because you can, of course, go online or go on Instagram and see an affirmation someone went and be like, yeah, I agree with that, and take it. But you need to make this personal. You need to make this something that resonates and is really deep in your core emotionally for you. And so I recommend you write out affirmations and subliminals. In fact, write out the affirmations first that resonate with you and who you are specifically and what you want specifically. Sure, you can get inspiration from other people's affirmations or what they're looking for, but everything's going to be unique to you. So you need to actually physically write them down. Now with your subliminals, you could again go on YouTube and you could just listen to someone else's that they've recorded. Record your own subliminals. So after you've written down your affirmations, get your phone out, get a recorder, and actually speak them into that recorder with as much emotion and feeling as you can possibly give yourself. Because your subconscious mind is going to connect way more to the voice that you hear in your own head anyway. If it's hearing that, it's going to be way more believable when it hears your voice versus some stranger on the internet. And so you need to actually record your subliminals, and then you can just edit it so that it repeats over and over again. And maybe I can make a video on that in the future. It's actually stupidly simple to do that, but I will give you another video in the future on how you can do that yourself. One other little tip I'm going to give you is if I am statements are not working for you, you're having trouble connecting with that, or it's limiting you, you can change it to third person. Now, what does that mean? Instead of going, I am blah, 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 you can go, your name is. So third person. So for me, it would be David is incredibly wealthy, or David is someone who is becoming healthier and healthier and healthier all the time, whatever it is. So almost from a third person point of view, looking in at me going, wow, look at that guy. He is just a healthy dude. You know, he is growing every single day. He is committed to his growth. More money is just effortlessly coming into his life. You can say them that way as well, and you can play with both. Now, some people have trouble with I am statements. Some people have trouble with third person statements. It all depends, again, on you. Are you getting the sense here that a lot of this is going to be different per person? I personally love the I am statements and haven't had an issue with them, but you better believe if I find stagnation with those, I'm going to go right into third person and change it up. Last thing I'm going to offer you is to actually a little tool you can buy that's going to help you with subliminals. So this is what I have, and one of my favorite times to do them is when I'm sleeping. So the reason I got this is because it was recommended by Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is a huge fan of subliminals, who is a huge fan of subconscious reprogramming, which is essentially what you're doing here. And you can actually buy this on Amazon for like 20, 25 bucks. It's really cheap. And I'll leave a link down below if you want to get this exact one. Essentially what it is it's a blindfold with speakers in it. And so you can record your subliminals, play it on repeat on a very low volume overnight, and then you're suddenly getting directly into your subconscious with subliminals you've crafted yourself, either in third person or with the I am statements, whatever works best for you. And every single night for however long you're asleep, you can use this to have it playing as you sleep directly into your subconscious. By the way, one of the best ways to get directly into your subconscious is while you sleep. The best time is the moment before you fall asleep and as you're waking up. But also while you're asleep, you get into different brain waves. So you're more receptive to certain things. So it's the perfect time for this. And so I cannot recommend getting this enough, because it is such a cheap investment, but can actually change your life if you stick to it. So again, I will leave this link down below for you, the exact one that I have. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. Those are some of the reasons why your subliminals may not be working. If you've never heard of subliminals, well, there you go. Now you know a little more about it. And I also gave you some things you can tweak if you want to make sure your subliminals are working more often. Again, make sure you grab one of these if you don't already, because try doing subliminals at night while you're sleeping with just regular headphones. It does not work. This thing is really comfy. You can lie on your side. It's really good to use, so I'll leave that down below for you. Now, it sounds like the lawnmowers are getting louder and louder, so it's the perfect time to end this video. Hopefully the microphone cut out a lot of that, but if not, I apologize, and I'll try and, I don't know, I can't really tell them to stop. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Leave any of your questions and comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.